I want to offer up an invitation of sense to get us started today. I do believe this is I don't have on my glasses, so I can't read it. It's maybe a patchouli and a wood, maybe a sandalwood. So I'm going to offer it to the studio. I'll pretend. Well, it's not really. I'm not going to put it on the computer, but for those of you that are online, there you go, Juanita. There you go, honey. If you want, it's kind of a. I'll let you smell first. Put a little bit on your wrist, and then just wave it around, and and then use it during the practice to just take some deep. Oh, that's a lot. Take some deep inhales in. And I like to rub it all over my clothes. Comes right off. Wash. And we'll begin our practice today in a seated position, Sukhasana, an easy seat. So however best you can make your way to the ground, or if you're at home and you need a chair, most of the practice today can be done there. So all the way down to the ground. An easy seat can look like crisscross applesauce, or if you're better in maybe deer legs, that's an option, or legs straight out, if that's accessible. Ooh. And here, here an invitation to close off the eyes and begin to ground down into your seat, whatever that is, and connect here to your breath. Always begin my yoga practice with pranayama, my life force, my breath. Beginning here to make sure both sits bones are firmly planted, that the spine is growing tall with each breath in. Letting the shoulders roll back away from the ears. On the exhale, breath beginning to let go of the tension that they carry. With each inhale breath, growing just a little bit taller through the very crown of the head. Bringing the right hand to the heart space and the left hand to the belly. No judgment, just gently placing each hand softly against the skin. Noticing here with each breath in, how the belly expands and the chest inflates with vital oxygen. And on the exhale breath, feeling the breath leave the body slowly and with intention. Releasing any tension in the arms so that maybe just the fingertips are still remaining against the body. Inflating on the in-breath and falling in on the exhale breath. Gathering up that vital oxygen on your inhale. And letting go of your day on your exhale breath. On your next exhale breath, let your fingers fall back down to the earth. On the inhale breath, grow tall through the spine. On On the exhale breath, really let the shoulders go, releasing tension there. Breath. Slowly blinking the eyes open, just ever so gently. Maybe a smile on your face. Your glance can still be down to the earth. We'll begin to sway, a gentle sway. So lifting the arms ever so much off the ground, just beginning to rock a little bit back and forth. First, just a little bit of effort, picking up the speed, beginning to get those spinal juices flowing back and forth. Breathing in and breathing out. And whenever you're ready, we're going to make an opposite hand and knee connection. Doesn't matter which one. So whenever you feel ready, just grab a hold of the opposite hand and knee and immediately feel the stretch through the shoulder. And then on your inhale breath, grow tall through the crown of the head. The spine is nice and straight here, and a peek over the back shoulder. On your exhale breath, yogi, check to make sure you're not holding on to any tension in the lower half of the body. This stretch here is in the upper part and in the spine. So let go down below. And on your inhale breath, gather just enough oxygen to send it to that tight muscle so that on your exhale breath, you might increase this stretch by just 1 degree more, peeking a little extra bit over the shoulder. And then yogi, when you're ready, just gently release the hand from the knee and slowly begin to go back and forth again, rocking back and forth. Using the breath, breathing in, and nice, even audible if you want, exhales out. And if you can remember which side you did, you're going to do the opposite one now. So whenever you feel ready, swing for a little bit, grab a hold of the opposite hand and knee connection. The cueing here is that on the inhale breath, first we grow tall with the spine. The crown of the head shoots straight up to the sky. Perhaps even a glance up, feeling the stretch all the way through the neck. And on the exhale breath, let go down below. Nothing to hold on to down there. Your next incoming breath, intentionally send the oxygen to muscles that are a little sticky. And on your exhale breath, that's when you push just a slight bit more into the stretch. Perhaps taking a peek over the back shoulder. Breathing in, grow tall. And breathing out. Enjoy the stretch here. It's not often that we twist our body in this way. Release the hand from the knee first, then gently begin to just sway back and forth. Good. Whoop. If you get stuck on one side, that's fine. And then finding some stillness whenever you're ready, just tickling the earth on both sides. And we'll have the palms of the feet, the soles of the feet come together in front for our butterfly stretch. Sitting up nice and tall. We'll send the fingertips long east and west on the mat. We'll take a big inhale breath, sending them east and west. The palms can come to meet at the top or not. Yogi's choice. And here, yogis, tuck the belly button into the spine for that energy lock in the very center. You can even take the pelvic floor and draw it up. That'll immediately shoot the spine back and up. And then on an inhale breath, we're going to grow tall. And on the exhale breath, use that energy lock for a forward fold over the feet to gently come into a forward fold butterfly. The hands can immediately come to the ground for an anchor. If you're here in the studio, there's a block handy. You want to bring the ground a little closer to you. We'll hold the stretch for a few seconds or more, just to get into a little bit of the fascia. So don't go too deep, yogi. We're just here to have fun. On the in-breath, you can play around with the spine here. Have it be nice and straight. On the exhale breath, you can round it out. Notice how the muscle stretch changes in the legs when you make a choice to change the spine. And now, yogi, without rising back up, we're going to walk the hands over to the right. And here, you check in with your body to know exactly when to stop. Feeling a side stretch on the left part of the body. Making sure that the hips haven't popped up. Both sits bones are firmly planted. The left hand can come on top of the right for a deeper stretch on the side body. Breathe into the side body. Notice how it's a little restricted. Pulling the left hand even further deepens that stretch. On an exhale breath, begin to walk the hands gently, maybe one over the other, to the left side. Using the breath to keep your pace. Breathing in and also out. Checking in to make sure the hips are both firmly planted. Side body stretch. Reaching with the right hand can increase the stretch. One big deep breath in. And on the exhale breath, gently walking the hands, maybe one over the other, back to center. One last forward fold, and then begin, yogi, to rise back up, rolling one vertebra at a time, letting the head be the last thing to come to point. And then, yogi, if you want to change the seat from butterfly to perhaps an easy seat, we're going to do some neck stretches and some shoulder stretches. So that particular seat is comfortable for me, but whatever works for you. We'll begin by taking the right hand out and then the arm across the body. And grab a hold. Big deep breath in and a little pressure with the left hand. For a shoulder stretch. Opening up through the back of the shoulder and the front of the right arm. And then if you want to bend at the elbow, you can get around to the back and give yourself a little bit of a massage back there. It does take away from the arm stretch, so yogi's choice. I was playing with some fascia balls yesterday, so that felt really good. I wish I had one right now. Deep breath in, send the spine tall. Notice how, at least for me, I always check at that point when I grow tall, where's my tension? And normally it's in my shoulders or my hips. If I'm doing a shoulder stretch, my tension drops down to my hips. If I'm doing any sort of leg stretch, my tension falls up to my shoulders. So the contradiction falls up. Okay, let's release this stretch, gently letting go here, tickling the earth with the right hand and the left. And then we'll send the left hand long and then gently let it cross the front of the body, giving it a nice anchor with the right hand. I'm finding an option here to roll the wrist out if that feels good. And again here, Yogi, a bend at the elbow can possibly get the hand to the back for your own personal massage. You know, this option is always available to us. It's taking the time to love myself enough to reach around. Breath in sends all the energy up the spine through the crown chakra and reminds me to let go on the exhale breath. And then yogi, gently unwind from the stretch. Let go of the elbow. Both hands can fall to the floor. And let's find our table position. So hands and knees. Hands and knees, yogis. If you need anything underneath the knees to make it more comfortable, please take the time. It's your practice. So doubling up, if you have a couple of yoga mats, that's always an option, or a blanket at home if that feels good. Or if you only have a single mat, you can always just double the mat for a minute. So yogis, take the time to have your practice be comfortable for you. Firm table. Often this asana is skipped over, but it's a strong one. So spread the fingertips like starfish, grabbing hold of the energy that's available through the earth. Planting the tops of your feet firmly on the ground. Pull the belly button up to meet the spine and draw in the pelvic floor. So everything comes together like a drawstring, right in the center of the body. Grow long through the shoulders and strong through the entire frame of the body. And hold here, yogis. Begin possibly even to use the muscles to fire off. So tighten up through the calves, through the quadriceps, through the buttocks, through the stomach, your solar plex region, through the shoulders, the biceps. When I do this, I can feel my arms begin to shake. How strong can I make my tape? Then yogis, on an inhale breath, bring breath, drop the belly, lift the chin, tuck the toes, look up to the sky. Cow pose. On an exhale breath, Roll the back, point the toes, take the chin to the chest, push everything away from the earth. And then on the incoming breath, tuck your toes, drop your belly, lift your chin, look up high, open up through the heart space, across the shoulders. On the exhale breath, push out, let it come out, push away from the earth, roll it out, roll the spine, bring the belly button in, push away from the earth. On the incoming breath, bring it all in, drop the belly, tuck the toes, lift up, open up through the heart space. Cow. And then yogis, just flow with your own breath in and out. And then begin to just get fluid with it. We don't need to be so rigid all the time. Just roll around, moving side to side, whatever feels good. Then yogi, when you're ready, we're going to take the hips back to the heels for child's pose. You can have a wide-legged child's pose, knees spread wide on the mat, or bring the knees together for a little more rounded back child's pose. Reaching on the mat. Head can come to rest on the mat. Or if you have a block handy, you can bring the earth up to meet you. Yogi, gently return to find your strong table. Tuck our toes and send our hips high for our first downward dog. A generous bend in the knee, if maybe this is your first downward dog of the day, or like me, maybe the first one of the month. So a generous bend in the knee, the head is between the elbows and the hips are the highest point on the body, which is why the knees bending is no big deal. A nice straight spine here for an inversion. Begin to pedal the feet out. This is a beautiful hamstring stretch. And also an inversion pose. We are doing all sorts of wonderful things for the body when we invert like this. Everything has to go in a different direction. It has to check its outlook on life. Wait, I thought we were headed this way. No, we better turn around. Yogis, take a look up at your hands and begin to gently walk your feet forward to meet your hands. And have your feet be about your shoulder width apart. I'm just going to hang out here for a forward fold. If you've got your block handy, that can be helpful. Again, a bend in the knee is always an option. We're just going to hang out here for probably a minute, just to continue the inversion. If you need to come out of it, please do, but take a halfway lift first. coming to a straight spine that's parallel to the ground. But for those of you who are still hanging out with me, please know that inversions for a minute or longer, my mindfulness teacher always tells me, mo better. Tracy, mo better. The more you can do it, the better. Take a deep breath in here, yogi. And do let the spine grow tall. But notice how in this way, it's a little bit different. Notice how breathing here can be a little bit different. Notice how the muscles that are being stretched are a little bit different. And then a small giggle, because we always say that in yoga, we do forward fold so that we can get over ourselves. All right, yogi. We're headed to a halfway lift. So we've been in this inversion for a second. So it's been more than a second. We're going to gently come to a halfway lift. We're not going all the way up. The spine is parallel to the mat. Just hold here for a second, taking breath in and also back out. And then gently fall back into your forward fold. And then on your next incoming breath, a gentle bend in the knee and a roll back up, one vertebra at a time. So that the head is the last thing to come to. Woo. Roll of the shoulders might feel nice. Extend both fingertips along to the ground. I wanted to do a neck stretch when we were sitting. Maybe we'll do it right now while we're standing. Let's take the left hand and the right hand and we'll send it up and over the head. No, yeah, no, yeah. Okay, we'll do it all. Let's drop back. Let's take the right ear to the right shoulder. And now let's send the right hand up and over the head. I like to tuck my fingers around my ears. Okay, this feels good. Gentle breath in and out. And applying just a little bit of pressure with the hand and then pushing up or giving a little resistance with the head. So it's a little push and a pull here. Breath in and out. Good, yoga. All right, and gently releasing from around the ear, then letting the hand fall gently back down to the side, the head returning to neutral. And now the left ear to the left shoulder. Breath in and out. Take the left hand up and around the head. I like to tuck my fingers around my ear. And don't lock the knees. And here, applying just a touch of pressure from the hand, but the head gives a little resistance back up. Beautiful neck stretch here. Let the shoulder fall away. Deep breath in and out. Feeling the neck elongate here. And releasing the fingers from the ears and sending the left hand back down to the ground and the head returning to neutral and bringing the chin down to the chest. And now sending both hands east and west, nice and wide, allowing them to come up overhead and interlace the fingertips so that you can bring both palms of the hands down to the back of the neck, the nape of the neck. Applying just a gentle pressure to the head, not too much. Pull the belly button into the spine. Pelvic floor can come to meet, Uddiyana Bandha, Mula Bandha. You might play around with having the elbows come to kiss in the front. We carry so much tension here in the neck. And yogi, when you're ready, undo your interlacing of your fingertips, send them east and west long. And when you're ready, gently begin to look back up at the sky. Taking the chin up. Building strength in these tiny little muscles. Breath in and out, and then roll. Roll one way, slowly, feeling all the stretching you've just done. And then rolling back the other direction. Feeling all of those tiny little muscles and tendons that you formed up. Good, yogi. And you did it standing. So, all right, let's send those fingertips east and west. And we're going to head for Ardha Hastasana and a few sun salutations. So fingertips east and west, big breath in. Palms can come to meet at the top or not. And then a beautiful forward fold on an out breath. Inhale, come to a halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root the feet and rise, sending the hands long. East and west, palms can come together or not. Beautiful forward fold again, yogis, all the way down to the ground. Nice and warmed up. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root the feet. Rise again. Getting longer, taller, wider. Palms can meet at the top or not. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold, all the way back down to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root your feet and rise, yogi. Ardha Hastasana, upward salute. Belly buttons pulled in. Uddiyana Bandha, Mula Bandha. Everything up in a jaw straight. Nice smile on the face. Exhale, forward fold. Swan dive all the way down to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise. One last time. Inhale, breath. Nice smile. Fingertips. And then gently let the hands fall back down to the ground. Let's take the left foot and send it to the top of the mat. The right foot at a 45-degree angle. And we'll head for warrior one. Just gonna stay nice and strong in a warrior one position. So the hands will come straight up to the sky for a typical warrior one. It's not necessary. The beginning part of warrior one is the strength in the lower part of the body. So the hips are going to be turned and square with the front of the mat. I'm almost on a set of railroad tracks with my feet. They're not in alignment on a balance beam, but there's a little space between them. My belly button is tucked in. My pelvic floor is pulled up. I am strong in my very center, which is really cool that that's a belly button. I'm breathing here, yogi. The shoulders are not up to the ears, but back and away. The heart space is open. And then if you're feeling strong and firm and grounded in your warrior one position, then and only then send your hands up strong and high to the sky. Beautiful, gorgeous. And holding here with the breath. On the in-breath, we grow tall through the spine, we check the belly button, and on the exhale, we breathe into the feet, through the spine, down through Mula Bandha. On the exhale breath, drop the hands down and simply rotate the feet forward and then to the other side for warrior one with the right foot facing forward. Still on the railroad tracks. Feel free to adjust. Feel strong down below in your warrior one. The hips are squared off to the front. Once you feel strong here, yogi, send the hands high to the sky. Slight bend in the front knee. Excellent. Beautiful. On the in-breath, grow tall. And on the exhale breath, send some energy all the way down through the tips of your toes. Excellent. Release the stretch through the hands, rotate the feet back towards the front, and then you can heel toe back towards the center. And yogis will make it all the way back down onto the ground. Finding a supine position, roll all the way down to your spine. Send the feet long. Amy, I feel like there was one stretch you wanted, but I can't remember what it is, and we've run out of time.
That's my ragdoll.
Okay.
Child's pose. I'm happy.
Okay. So yogis, we're going to end with Shavasana, which is the most important part of our practice. Here's where we close off our eyes and we absorb the time that we have given to ourselves. Where we refuse to rush into the next thing, but instead we stay here, firmly planted, knowing that what we have done, taking the time, connecting with our breath, moving with our breath, paying attention to our bodies, is important. And this, yogi, is the time that our bodies say thank you. So we stay here. We stay connected to the breath. taking in that oxygen and sending it all the way down to the very tips of your toes. Allowing your mind to wander all the way up your legs with gratitude for their strength. Your next incoming breath, focusing on your hips, all the tension that has been released there. Breathing in and out. Allowing your attention to gather around your solar plex area and all of the vital organs that are found there. And gratitude for all that they do without ever being asked. Taking the mind's eye now to your heart space, your lungs, feeling the lungs expand on the in-breath. And give way as they let go. Tension to the shoulders and the relaxation that they feel after the work that you've done. In gratitude with breath down the arms, through the biceps, the forearms, the wrists, all of the intricate bones in both of your hands, all the way to your fingertips. On your next breath in, take your mind's eye all the way back up to your neck, to your ears, the gift of hearing. Your sweet cheeks, your mouth, saliva, your soft lips, the smells, the feeling of the air as it enters in your nostrils, the gift of sight, both eyes, your eyelids that block out the light, all the way to the very top of your head, your crown chakra, the gift that you have to think, to reason, to plan. Yogi, on your next breath in, gratitude for your whole body. And on your out breath, let go anything that has not been serving you. On your next breath in, reinvigorate your body, wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, maybe a full body stretch as you reinvent, recreate, become When you're ready, rolling over to one side or the other, it doesn't matter which. Taking just one last gentle breath for yourself in and out. Ooh. And gently, when you're ready, just coming to a stand. And you, please remember the light in you bows and honors the light in you. Namaste. Thanks, everyone. Thank you. Beautiful, Ashley. Thank you, Amy.
Bye, Juanita. Oh, and Gina. Bye, guys. I'll see you in support group.